Are the Grandmaster combat achievements too easy? Is the Inferno too easy? Is Jad too easy? As with most things, there is no concrete answer. Your response to these questions is highly based on your experience within RuneScape. To a player with a sub 60-minute Inferno run, completion of the Inferno would be viewed as easy. To a player who is on their 20th attempt and has not made it to Zuck, you get the point. So how can we propose an answer to this unanswerable question? The other day, I finished some hard mode tobs with a couple of friends. All of them had Blood Torva, most of them had the Zuck helm. I asked the question, are the Grandmaster combat achievements too easy? Gear's getting too good. All the speedruns are free now. Every bit of information's at your fingertips. Half of the achievements are busy work. The same week, my older brother who plays RuneScape on and off took a trip to the new boss, Scurious. I can't get the prayer changes in time. I'm just gonna can't pray melee. This boss is destroying me. In order to answer this question, we must look at 3 perspectives. Find the right bowl of porridge. This is why I messaged 8 players all going for the Grandmaster combat achievements at this moment. Now a good researcher finds a question he wants answered, but he doesn't construe the results. So here is what they said, unedited. In my opinion, the only struggle can be chambers, CMs, and top GMs. The rest are solo GM tasks which depend on personal skill. It's the getting people together what's difficult. Also the anxiety that the CA Discord gives when the elites make fun of people who try. I think they're fair, other than finding people for speed tasks can be challenging. I don't think it's too easy, some challenges here and there. I think GM is incredibly difficult. The crazy stuff I had to do, and I haven't even done Melee Inferno yet. I think some could be rebalanced though. There are some that are easy and some that are too hard. Overall, I think they are in a really good state, difficulty wise. Not a single person I asked said they are too difficult. I don't think it's a coincidence that players who have GM think it's too easy. Players who don't do combat achievements think it's too hard. And players who are working on it say it's in a good state. The answer to this question depends on where you are in your RuneScape path. There seems to be a trend that the worst part of GMCAs aren't the tasks themselves, it's toxic players and the search of teammates. And I said this in one of my other videos. The 8-man speedrun TOA might be the most difficult task because of the player requirement. In my personal opinion, the most difficult tasks are speedruns. And if you've spent time in the CA Discord, a large portion of questions are asked about these speedruns. I want to focus on speedruns because to most players, these will be the most challenging tasks for a Grandmaster. The reason I say this is because perfection tasks, which are second in line for difficulty, are somewhat of a prerequisite to speedruns. You don't get the CM speedrun without understanding special skipping, aka a not so special lizard. And yes, there are some exceptions to this. Another way I like to determine an answer to this question is looking at objective markers. Currently, the Inferno Grandmaster speedrun is set at 65 minutes. What do you think the world record is? 50 minutes? 45 minutes? Rostaman currently holds the world record Inferno attempt at 41 minutes and 5 seconds. A staggering 24 minutes below the 65-minute threshold set by the combat achievements. Sit down and set a 24-minute timer. It's a long time. And this example is not a data artifact. The solo CM world record is over 10 minutes below the GM threshold. The 5-man TOB world record is around 2:30 below the GM threshold. These times are not arbitrary. Relative to the length of the combat achievement, we expect something that takes longer to have a larger difference, a larger deviation. That's why we see sub 1 minute combat achievements have much less variability. So what does this mean for a Master Combat Achiever in search of the coveted Grandmaster Zuckhelm? The gap between Grandmaster Combat Achievements and the world record is monumental. There are 3 main criteria to achieving speedruns: skill, gear, and RNG. These are in order of importance. Certain players could achieve the Grandmaster Inferno time every single attempt with the BOFA. Skill is more important than gear and RNG. The world record is maxed in all areas: best player, best gear, and high levels of RNG. To achieve the Grandmaster Combat achievements, you need a combination of these 3. For example, average skill, best in slot gear, and great RNG. This isn't a conversation of how long does it take to get best in slot gear though. So assuming that because you are going for Grandmaster, you probably already have good gear. RNG comes with sending attempts, and getting better comes with sending attempts. The reason I believe the Grandmaster Combat achievements are proper in difficulty is because most players that spend enough time on RuneScape can get it. I say this with surety. Most players can get Grandmaster, but most players don't want to commit to it. I think they're in a really good place. Players that want it can get it, with time investment, practice, and maybe a little money making for gear upgrades. This is an MMO. You gotta put time into high level achievements and rewards. We all know this, and if you have 200 days on this game and don't even think about the combat achievements, then this might not be the right video for you.